guys. 13 years of FSG. 13 okay years of FSG. Let's talk about it, guys. You know what to do. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go. Yes, guys, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever you're watching. I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you very much for joining me again. I do appreciate it. I really do, guys. Guys, sorry I haven't been around. I hope you've had a great weekend. Big up to everyone. I always said international breaks are really difficult because I only really cover Liverpool on this channel. The odd occasion we'll do a top six debate like we did last week. With a gal and that on the show. Big up to them for joining me last week on the channel. I appreciate it. But we're going to mostly cover Liverpool and this stuff. So during international break, there's no real news. It's really to go hard to go live with anything if there's nothing really happening in the world of Liverpool Football Club to talk about. But, there's some news going around right now. We've got the 13 years of FSG to talk about right now. We have got, I'm back tonight as well, guys. I do believe, I can't remember what time. I think I'm back at 11 p.m. tonight. 10 p.m. Yeah, I think I'm back at 11 p.m. tonight. Might be 10 p.m. tonight. Talking about Leroy Sané to Liverpool. It looks like Liverpool are very interested in Leroy Sané. I think they feel like Salah will be definitely leaving in the summer and they want to get Sané as his replacement. We're going to talk about that tonight. So, yeah, I'm back with the shows, back with the videos. Obviously, I've got this one. I've got two today. I don't know what videos I'll be doing tomorrow, but with international break actually finishing this week, we got the Premier League coming back, so there'll be loads of Merseyside derby videos coming up this week as well. So make sure you're all tuned in. But big up to everyone. Hope you're all doing good. Thank you for joining. Yeah, we're going to talk about FSG, man. We're going to talk about FSG. 13 years of them as owners of our football club. Now, you know me, guys. I'm one of the Liverpool fans that don't have agendas. I'm not completely FSG out like a lot of people are. Everyone knows my opinions on them. So they're just my opinions. When I give my opinions on FSG today, guys, please, it's just my opinions on the ownership and the football club and stuff like that. If you don't agree with me, that's cool. We can have adult debate about it. If people are just slagging me off in the chat because I might agree with something about FSG or think they've done better than what someone else thinks. Guys, it's just an opinion. It's a debate. It's my faults. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean you're right. It's just a debate, a chat about the ownership of our football club. And that's where I'm going to start out from. But big up to all of you. Hope you're doing well. Captain Saudi House, Psychedelic, Trudon, Barry in the house. I hope you big up, Barry. Thank you very much. That's a really nice thing you say, Barry. Appreciate it, love, man. Big up Minerals, big up John, big up Colin. Hope you're all doing well. Big up Aaron, Daz. So I'm quite real, as you know, guys. I don't really try and flip-flop too much. I say what I say, and if it's wrong, it's wrong. But, I try and keep it quite up front. I'm trying to keep it all quiet up front. No agendas. You know, there's no agendas over on this channel. I mean, I'm one of the only Liverpool podcasters, YouTubers, content creators, whatever you want to call us, that actually went against Jurgen Klopp last year. You know, and I got it in the neck. But I was basically found to be right. It's just that no one has the guts to say these things. You know what I mean? So FSG. So where we start with FSG is there was a tweet on what do you call it now? A post on X or a tweet? I don't know what you call it anymore. But yeah, let's call it a tweet because it is Twitter. Let's face it. There was a tweet put up yesterday about. I think it was a few people putting it up yesterday about, you know, what. Let me get it up instead of waffling on. It might be easier for me to get the tweet up actually. Let me get the tweet up. And this is going. I'm not slagging anyone off or anything like that. I'm just getting the tweet up because it probably helps me with what I'm trying to say. Let me just see if I can find it. I should have got this up first off, shouldn't I? But I'm an idiot. Where are we here? Where are we? I might not have it no more. I thought I had it. No, I don't know where it's gone. But everyone might know the tweet about, you know, listing off what other owners have won in the same time. I got it here. FSG have been our owners, sort of thing. Right. Let me get this up for you guys. It'd be easier for me to get this up. There we go. Right, any time today. There we go. Big up Cop Connection. I don't think Cop Connection was the only one who put this tweet up. I think a lot of other people put it up, but big up to everyone anyway. 13 years of FSG. Off-field FSG financially have been good, but on the field we've had success. But with better investment in the squad, it could have been excellent. So let's remember the better investment bit. A lack of funding has cost us many times. How many Prem and Champions League titles have different club owners won? Here's a quick breakdown. So FSG have won 1 Prem, 1 Champions League. Glazers have won 5 Prems, 1 Champions League. Romans won 5 Prems, 2 Champions Leagues. And Mansour City has won 8 Prems and 1 Champions League. Right. So I saw that tweet and I thought, okay, that's a good tweet. That's a good tweet to put out. But we've got to put some context on this, haven't we? And we've got to put some context on this tweet. So, Man United last won the Premier League in 2012. The last time Man United won the Premier League was in 2012. FSG became owners of Liverpool Football Club in October 2010. So basically in the middle of a season, yeah? So they didn't get no bearings till the 2011-2012 season when Man United last won their Premier League. That's the last time Man United won the Premier League. So in the FSG era, Man United have won 1 Premier League. And with Chelsea, look, Chelsea are the most successful team in England in the last 20 years under Roman Abramovich. It's just a fact. So it is what it is, yeah? Manchester City. Now, the problem with the Manchester City stat here is that they have 115 charges labelled at them. That if they are found guilty of, which means if they're found guilty of them 150 alleged charges, that means all that stuff that Man City won is fraudulent, which means they have not successfully won them trophies legally. So we've got to put context on it. We've got to have context on it, right? Also, with the context put on it, because you have to do this, you can't just write things without context. So, we have won many more Premier League titles? Well, let's talk about that. We ended one league with 97 points. 97 points we ended a Premier League in, right? Any other year that wins the Premier League, yeah? We won the Champions League that year. If you go back in that season, when we finished on 97 points, there was a few incidences in games that cost us that title. Everyone remembers Sadio Mane being completely onside by about 3 yards against Arsenal. You know, if VAR was ran then, Sadio Mane that's a legal goal. We probably go on to beat Arsenal in that game. That's 3 points. Then 3 points probably win us that title, which means we had won the Premier League and the Champions League in that same season. You go to the next team. The next time we went 1 point behind was 2 seasons back when we finished on 92 points. Yet again, 92 points. Would have won the Premier League any other year. And if you go back to Rodri blatantly handballing in it against Everton in the final kick, in the final minute of the final moment of that game against Manchester City and Everton, he probably gets sent off. And Arch and Everton probably get a penalty to draw that game. Or actually win that game, if I remember rightly. Which might have cost them points, which means Liverpool might have won the Premier League that season as well. So we got to put context on this sort of thing. Got to put context on this sort of thing. You know, these things happened in seasons. So would buying extra players put us to 107 points or something like that? Were we just unlucky finishing on these points? No, finishing on 97 points. If I told you guys, if we went back in time, and I told you guys, listen, I've seen the future. We finish on 97 points in the Premier League this year, but I didn't tell you the end result. So we went back in time. We go back in time to that season, yeah? I've gone to the future and gone, guys, we've got 97 points, yeah? We've got 97 points. And I didn't tell you the result. You lot would have thought, oh, we won the Premier League. 97 points. There's no way you can't not win the Premier League with 97 points. No way. No way. And then the season when we finished a point behind them again 2 years ago, when we were going for the quadruple. Went for a quadruple, guys. 92 points. A point behind again. Arsenal didn't even make 90 points last season, and everyone keeps raving about this Arsenal side, yeah? They didn't even get 90 points. Liverpool got 92 points, 97 points, and 99 points in 3 seasons. Now, in seasons, there's got to be games where you look back at it and go, oh, we should have won that game. What about the game against Man City when the ball blatantly went over the line, but they didn't give it as a goal? Was it 33 millimeters or something like that? 33 millimeters. You know, things like that, yeah? Things like that in a season. That's not down to the squad we got, the players we got, or the owners not buying enough. That's down to bad luck in games, bad luck in scenarios, not getting the rub of the green. And sometimes, believe it or not, guys, I know people might not like this because they hold him in the highest regard in the world, but maybe Klopp got his tactics wrong sometimes, and we drew games that we shouldn't have drew. Maybe just that. Maybe we drew a few games where Klopp got his tactics a little wrong, and it cost us 3 points, and we didn't get the games won that we should have won. At the end of the day, you can have all the players in the world. You can be state-owned. We've already seen state ownership doesn't mean success. It just doesn't. I think everyone looks at the Man City project and thinks every state-owned club is just like Man City. It's not a fact. It's not always working. It doesn't always mean it's successful. And I'm not saying FSG have been great owners. I'm just putting context on tweets like this. You've got to put context on it. Man United have been garbage. Liverpool, Premier League wise, have been pretty good since FSG came in. You got to remember the Brendan Rodgers era. And Brendan Rodgers' debut season. Oh, was it debut season? Or the season after? We finished runners up to Manchester City. A team in Manchester City that Liverpool should have been nowhere close to. The money City had got then. And you got to go back as well. 2009, was it, that Man City got taken over? Yeah? Man City got taken over in 2009. And look at the team they've produced with the money they produced. But look at the means they've gone about it. They got 115 charges against them, alleged charges against them, where they've done wrong. Where if they are found guilty, they will probably lose all them trophies. See, we have to put context on this stuff. Have to look at context on this stuff. You know, and like the Liverpool finishing second, yeah. If Brendan Rodgers was tactically better, Liverpool would have won the Premier League that year. The last few games of the season, go back to the Premier League title the Premier League table that year. Liverpool were top of the table. City had 2 games in hand, but were like 9 points behind, and they won the league because Liverpool bottled it at the end of the year. You know, the loss against Chelsea. You know, Chelsea wanted that game postponed, by the way. But not a lot of people might know this, but Chelsea came to Liverpool in that game and wanted that game dropped. They wanted it postponed. They wanted to move that game because they had a European game and it was too close. And Mourinho didn't want to play Liverpool that week. He wanted the game moved for his players, but Liverpool denied it. Liverpool said, no, we're not moving it. You know? So Mourinho promised, he came with his best and went, you know what, you're not moving it. I'm going to teach you a lesson. Yeah? Then we went to Crystal Palace being 3-0 up and then bottle it 3-3 and basically lost us the league that year. The game against Crystal Palace lost us the league. Yeah? It's... Yeah, exactly. Jamrock says we needed 7 points from 3 games to win the league that season, and we bottled it. Absolutely bottled it. So that's where I'm putting context on this tweet, and I've seen a lot of tweets like this. It's not just this person here. Got connection. Big up to you. He's good on Twitter. Big up to him. There's been a lot of people that have wrote these tweets, and there's no context in it. Absolutely none. You need to put context in these things. Now, also with FSG, look, they've done a lot of bad things, a lot of negative things. The copyright in the Liverpool Football Club is disgraceful. You can't copyright Liverpool Football Club. What are we doing here? You know? I know the town of Kentucky in America, I believe, got copyrighted, and you can't use the word Kentucky, which is why KFC is called KFC now and not Kentucky Fried Chicken, because you're not allowed to use the word Kentucky. I believe I read that somewhere. It might be true, it might not be true, but I believe that's the truth. So yeah, you can't do that. The furloughing of staff is unfortunate in the COVID period. Unfortunate and shouldn't happen. The club is rich enough and well off enough to pay, you know, staff their wages through COVID. That shouldn't have been an issue. You know, they shouldn't have to be coming into work just to get paid or furloughing them off. But then I'll blame the government. You know, I actually blame the government with the furloughing. It made rich people take advantage of it. So it weren't just Liverpool Football Club. It was wealthy business owners all over the country were taking a massive advantage of that sort of thing. And it's the reason why the country is in a mess now. The Super League. Now, the Super League's difficult, you know what I mean? The Super League is difficult because is the Super League really that bad considering where football's going? And that's just a question I'm asking everyone in the chat right now. I'm going to ask everyone in the chat right now. Is the Super League actually that bad considering the way football is going right now? The corruption in football right now, because let's face it, look at Italy, man. Look at Spain. Look what's happening in our own country with VAR and all that. Corruption's all over football, yeah? There's corruption all over football, allegedly, yeah? So is it really that bad? We've got state ownership now in the Premier League, Man City and Newcastle. And also the owners of Newcastle sort of have a part ownership in Chelsea Football Club as well. Should all this be allowed? Should all this be allowed in football? And then people moan about the Super League. Is there much difference? And then UEFA, who didn't like the Super League, basically made the Champions League the Super League and just UEFA'd it. You know, UEFA used their own, like, oh, we don't like the Champions League. If you join a Champions League, you'll go get your UEFA license terminated and all that. This is a disgrace on football. Hey, yeah, there you try and destroy football. Then moments later, UEFA looked at it and went, do you know what, boys, that Super League idea is a bloody good one. It makes us more money. Let's steal it. No difference. Look at the corrupt owners in FIFA and UEFA. And we worry about the Super League. If you ask me, football is already a Super League. The elite of the elite. No one can touch them. The elite clubs in Europe are already the Super League. Look how bad the Champions League is right now. Italian teams can get nowhere near the best in England. PSG are state-owned. You know, one of the richest clubs in the world couldn't lay a glove on Newcastle United. Europe's in a mess football-wise. The biggest teams in the world are now the elite teams in the world. So there's a Super League in football already. Super League's already in football. You know, it's already here. People just can't open their eyes to witness it. You got clubs like Man City, who allegedly can do whatever they want behind the scenes. Our British government don't want to do Man City in. Have you read that about the British government getting involved and not wanting the Man City thing to go to court because it benefits them at the same time? And you're telling me there's no corruption. There's nothing we can do. And you got clubs like Liverpool who are trying to do everything above the book. The right way, the correct way, the way business should be done in football, sustainable. All football clubs should be sustainable and working with their means. You know, football clubs shouldn't be in massive debts. Football clubs should not be in massive debts, like ridiculous debt. I mean, you go have debt occasionally, but the debts some football clubs are in are madness. We got clubs that have gone out of business in lower leagues, in the Championship, League One, League Two, because their owners don't live beyond their means. They try and they try and cash checks that they can't really afford, and their clubs go under because of it. It's madness. But everyone's all right with that. Everyone's all right for little clubs going under. Oh, Bury can go under. They don't affect me. Bolton can go under. They don't affect me. You know, these clubs can all go away and go under and have financial issues for the rest of their lives because it don't affect us because we're the big boys, because we all support elite football clubs who are part of a Super League in Europe already. You know, everyone keeps going on, oh, if you have the Super League in football, Gary Neville was going on, if you have the Super League in football right now, you destroy the football pyramid. What are the lower teams going to do? What are the Berries of this world going to do? If you do that, they get destroyed. Yeah, they got destroyed already and there's no Super League. Bury got destroyed already and there's no league. Why weren't Manchester United and Man City helping out Bury, who are part of Greater Manchester? Why weren't they putting their hands in their pockets and helping Bury out? Yeah, City have got unlimited wealth. You know, everyone says about what Man City owners have done around the area of Manchester and all that. Why weren't they helping out their teams in Greater Manchester, like Bury and all that, from going under? Why weren't they putting their hands in their pockets? Because they don't want to. Do you know why? Because it don't affect them. It don't affect them because they're already in a Super League. The elite look after themselves. They don't care about the little ones. Been saying this forever now. So when everyone keeps telling me about the Super League constantly, you know, it's such a bad idea because this and this. Wake up. We're already in the Super League. The big boys do not care about the little fish underneath them. They do not care. You know, should Liverpool and Everton be helping Tranmere out and stuff like that when they're in financial I would like to, yeah. But they're not going to because it don't affect them. It's as simple as that. Because the elite are already the Super League and people have got to wise up to it. People have got to wise up to it. And if anything, the Super League might come along and actually help the lower league teams because they might financially put the money down in the leagues, down in the pyramid. The Premier League was always meant to help out the lower teams. It doesn't. I'll tell you why. I'm going right off topic now, but I'm pissed off. Right? They did the parachute scheme, yeah, from the Premier League. So when relegated teams from the Premier League got relegated, yeah, they had all that money from a parachute system, yeah. So that means the teams that got relegated in the Premier League, Championship teams, could buy very good players and put them on high wages. But what happens then if you don't get promoted again and you struggle again the season after season? You've then got players on financially high wages that eventually you can't afford because the pyramid that parachute system eventually finishes in a few years. So then you've got players on your books that you can't afford and you can't get rid of. It's why Sunderland have had trouble for years because they got players on ridiculous wages that they could never get rid of, sucking the life out of their club. Same with Bolton, you know, and the Premier League didn't care. They're like, yeah, well, we gave you the money. It's up to you what you do. You know, we don't give a shit now. You're out of our league. Who cares? They don't care. Don't care. They're looking after number one, man. They're looking after number one. Unfortunately, the Premier League is a super league. Yeah, the big teams around Europe, Barcelona, Real Madrid's, PSG's, they're already part of a super league. Yeah, you know, you got financial wealth that can't be matched. They can do what they want when they want. They can cheat if they want. You know, and it's just madness to me. It's just mad. It's just madness to me. It really is. I don't like football like that. I think football. I'm different. I don't think like that. Big up Jam. FIFA 2025 Club World Cup is another competition. Yeah, exactly. And they go and make it a proper competition where it's spread over so they can get money. You know, and these players have been played. You know, these players getting played into the ground. Virgil van Dijk was right the other day. Simon Jordan on TalkSport had another go at Virgil van Dijk because he's an absolute numpty and he has no understanding of what these footballers are chatting about. Virgil van Dijk has said it. Chouamini, I believe, came out and said it the other day. They're playing too many games. And why are they playing too many games? Because the people that run football want to get paid. So the more money they get, who cares about the players? Who cares about the players and how they feel? We want more financial help. So you're going to play more games. Champions League's going to be bigger next year. Shock. The Club World Cup is going to be bigger next year. The World Cup internationally is going to be bigger next year. Did you look what they've done with the Euro? Look what they've done with the European Cup, UEFA European Cup, spread all over these countries. Look what they've done to the World Cup, just so they can have the World Cup in Saudi Arabia. It's absolutely nuts, and it's all about this. Corruption. Football is gone like that now. Football is just about money and who is the richest. It's simple as that. Simple as that. The fair game in football is gone. The fairness in football has gone. So I understand why a lot of Liverpool fans just want state ownership because they're like, let's be part of it. I get it. I get it. It's mad. It's mad. Who's a clown? Am I a clown? What? Why am I a clown? Kingsman, let me know why I'm a clown, man. Let me know why I'm a clown, my friend. Oh no, not you. Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. You know, it's just I don't like football. I don't like football like this. I really don't. It's, you know, oh, he's talking about Simon Jordan. Oh no, yeah, Simon Jordan is a absolute numpty. He just hates football. Simon Jordan just hates footballers. He thinks footballers should moan because they're getting paid well. Yeah, but then they have to have Simon. What you don't seem to understand, my friend, you can get paid well all you want, but when you're getting played into the ground by playing too much club football, then playing far too much international football. Why has there been 2 international breaks and we're only in October? The season only started in August. Why have we had 2 international breaks already? You don't think that's mad? So, yeah, players have played well, but if players can't keep playing because they're injured and hurt because of the amount of games they're playing, it don't make sense, son, does it? You know what I mean? It's just, oh, it don't make no sense to me. Don't make no sense to me at all. And where I'm getting with the FSG point is, yeah, they've done a lot wrong. They have. FSG have done a lot wrong. But when I look at some of the owners in this country at the moment, some of the owners around Europe, I look at FSG and think they're not the best. They're not the best owners. We all know that. But what is a good owner? Like what is regarded as a good football owner? That's what I need to know. What is regarded to you guys in the chat right now to be a good football owner? That's what I want to know. What is a good football owner? Because I don't know. I get confused by this all the time. Is it just an owner who pumps in money financially constantly and doesn't care about the repercussions? Is that an owner? Do you want an owner like at Chelsea? Do you want that kind of owner? What is the owners people want? If Man City get done for all their things they've done wrong, guys, then their alleged crimes that they've done wrong, then are they good owners? Do you have to break the rules to be good owners? And I'm not saying FSG are good owners. I'm just asking questions here. That's all, guys. Ambition is the one. I'm with everyone on that one. Ambition is the one. Ambitious owners. I agree with that statement. Everyone making that statement. Ambitious owners. Now, what's ambition? What's ambition? Everyone's ambition will be different. This is the problem now. Yes, we're Liverpool Football Club, yeah? And we should be ambitious. But what's ambitious? Can we live with Manchester City's financial power? Yes or no? Yeah, I'm just asking in the chat, man. I'm just asking in the chat. I'm not having a go at anybody. Please don't say I'm not having a go at anyone. I'm not sticking up for FSG. I'm just asking questions here. I'm playing devil's advocate as the presenter of the show. That's all it is. So, what can Liverpool? I'm just asking for a yes or no. Can Liverpool financially compete with Manchester City and their owners? That's all I'm asking. No chance. So everyone's saying no. So if we can't financially compete, so we've all agreed, yeah, we can't financially compete with Manchester City, its owners, right? That's a fact, right? We can't financially compete with Man City's owners. So, have FSG actually done that bad of a job then? Now, I'm not sticking up for them. I'm playing devil's advocate as a presenter. I'm getting you guys in the chat involved on this one. If we can't financially compete with Manchester City's owners, right, on the pitch, have FSG actually done an all right job then to actually try and compete with Manchester City? That's all. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. So if we can't financially compete on the field financially with Manchester City and their owners, because I don't think anyone in the Premier League can really, right? So have we actually done all right competing against Manchester City in if we can't financially compete against them? That's what I'm asking. See, everyone's saying no, right? So if you're saying they haven't done well enough, but also at the same time saying we can't compete with them financially, that don't make sense to me. That's all I'm saying here, guys. That's all I'm saying. If we're all saying that Liverpool financially can't compete with Manchester City and their owners, then FSG for me have done all right in the job they've done to compete with Manchester City's owners, if you see what I mean. I mean, look, yeah, I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not sticking up for them. I keep telling you this, guys. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm trying to get conversations going. Now, Aaron's got a point here because we have a great manager. That we do. But yet again, like I said, Brendan Rodgers finished runners up in the Brendan Rodgers finished runners up against Man City in the Premier League. And if Brendan Rodgers was tactically a little bit better in them last few games, we could have arguably won the Premier League under Brendan Rodgers. Now, Brendan Rodgers decided to go, you know what? We're 3-0 up away at home at Crystal Palace here. Let's just sit back now. We don't need to keep attacking and playing 10 men up front, and just sit back a little bit and relax, keep the ball, be nice and tight. We win that game against Crystal Palace and we might have won the Premier League under Brendan Rodgers. So, yes, we've got a tremendous world-class manager. Also, I can take it to the Man United point. Man United have had quality managers, man. They've had quality managers. And they struggled against the might of this Man City side. This Man City side is something I don't think we have seen in the Premier League era, ever. We've had Chelsea and teams like that and Man United at the start of the Premier League. But if you look at what this City team are doing, they've got Pep Guardiola, who's arguably the greatest manager in the world right now. You've got their financial backing, which they just can buy anyone they want on wages that don't matter. You know, wages to Man City don't matter. They can put anyone on whatever they want. It's all good. And they can financially just destroy anyone on the pitch. Is why Man City have been so successful. Yeah, City's owners are extremely ambitious. They want to win everything. But look how long it took Man City to win the Champions League. Look how long it took Manchester City to win the Champions League. You know, and Pep Guardiola is a world-class manager. You know, we've got to many Champions League finals in that time. You know, look at the way City have been owned, how rich City are. Yeah. And we've got to many Champions League finals. I believe Klopp is one of the best managers in world football. I also believe Jurgen Klopp and FSG are a good fit at the same time. And this is one of the things no one talks about a lot. I think an owner and a manager, an owner is usually only as good as his manager, and his manager is only as good as his owner. I do believe there's a lot in that. I really do. I really do. If you look at Man United with Sir Alex Ferguson before the Glazers took over, you look at their ownership before the Glazers took over and who the sporting director was, Alex Ferguson and that crew of people behind the scenes had a great chemistry, had great teamwork behind the scenes, and lived in each other's pockets and were very successful. Yeah. As soon as the Glazers came along, Sir Alex Ferguson still won league titles because he's one of the greatest managers ever lived. Hate to say it, but he just is. It's a fact. You know, look at his 2012 team. It shouldn't have won a league title, but it did. The last one they did. And no one would say the Glazers are ambitious. So I will say I think managers and owners go in each other's pocket. I think you're only as good as your owner and your owner's only as good as your manager. You've got to have a lot of luck in football. You know, you got to have a lot of luck. You got to have a lot of luck in football. You just do. You know, and people say that FSG were very lucky to get Klopp. What people seem, I see this all the time. FSG got very lucky to get Klopp. You do know it was FSG who appointed Klopp. Yeah, Klopp weren't there when FSG turned up. This is another thing I don't ever understand. People say like FSG are lucky they got Klopp. They appointed him. They literally, have you read the story about Jurgen Klopp? So Brendan Rodgers was our manager, yeah? Brendan Rodgers was our manager. FSG were having secret meetings behind Brendan Rodgers' back to lure Jurgen Klopp to Liverpool. So they were doing all the paperwork behind the scenes while Brendan Rodgers was our manager. While we're sitting there thinking we got Brendan Rodgers as manager, Liverpool actually talking to Jurgen Klopp behind the scenes. They were having secret meetings in New York City, for goodness sake, in office buildings in New York, with Jurgen Klopp to be manager of our football club behind the scenes while Brendan was still our manager. So FSG realised Jurgen Klopp was the man to lead Liverpool into the next where FSG wanted the club to go. So the FSG had a vision. They wanted the club to go a certain place. They saw Jurgen Klopp as that man to take them to that certain place. That is why they went and got him. Jurgen Klopp just didn't fall into FSG's lap. He didn't just fall into their lap while he was still there. They worked behind the scenes to get him. They worked behind the scenes to get him. You know, and you know, it's just that they work well together. Now, Klopp is probably more of the reason than FSG is where we are, yeah. But they still work well together. Jurgen Klopp has signed multiple contract extensions under the guise of FSG. Now, people with FSG agendas will tell you Jurgen Klopp doesn't like FSG, yeah? People will come out and go, oh, Jurgen Klopp don't like FSG, right? He hates FSG. What he says in press conferences, he's sticking up for his owners, but he doesn't really mean it. It's all bollocks. People just don't like to understand that they have a good working relationship. Why do people not like the fact that Jurgen Klopp and FSG just have a good working relationship? I don't get it. I really don't understand it. They have a good working relationship and they like working together. Simple as that. Simple as that. Now, when we talk about ambition, you guys in the chat right now are talking about ambition, and you're correct, because ambition is the main thing, and I agree with every one of you right now. So we're talking about our owners being ambitious. Is Jurgen Klopp ambitious enough? Putting that to you in the chat right now. Again, I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm just trying to get to the reasons of FSG, the 13 years, all this malarkey. It's a question for everyone in the chat right now. We're saying that FSG are not ambitious enough, and I think you are right. I'm not disagreeing. But is Jurgen Klopp ambitious enough? Is Jurgen Klopp ambitious enough? That's what I'm asking right now. LFC says these owners are lucky they have Klopp. Otherwise, any other manager would have struggled at Liverpool. Klopp came and brought very well, hence the success, but money is an issue with these Oaks. Right, look, that's a good comment. Firstly, FSG are the ones sorting out Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp didn't have a job. Brendan Rodgers was our manager. FSG went behind Brendan Rodgers' back to try and lure Jurgen Klopp to Liverpool Football Club. If Jurgen Klopp rejected Liverpool Football Club, Brendan Rodgers would not have been sacked. He would have still been Liverpool manager. It's already been spoke about. Liverpool went out and behind. FSG went out and beyond, being sneaky bastards, going behind Brendan's back, having meetings in secret in New York with Jurgen Klopp. It's all in the documentary, trying to persuade him to come to Liverpool Football Club, which he chose. So Liverpool might have got lucky in the fact that Klopp said yes, but you have to give FSG credit for pursuing the right manager that had their vision of going where they wanted to go. So Jurgen Klopp and FSG's vision was exactly the same, which is why Jurgen Klopp said yes to Liverpool. It's why Carlo Ancelotti said no to Liverpool, because his vision and FSG's vision was nowhere near the same. Jurgen Klopp's and FSG's vision was exactly the same. They liked what each other was saying, each other would do, and they agreed on a deal. You know what I'm saying? Be honest in the chat. Yes, but he don't put his neck out on these owners. I mean, does he need to? Big up, Lee. You went to a funeral, mate. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that, man. So we say Klopp should have won 3 Prems. Big up, drunk Figo. We're saying that he should have won 3 Prems. Whose fault is it that Liverpool finished on 92 points and 97 points, but didn't win the Premier League? So we're saying Klopp should have won 3 Premier Leagues, yeah? Liverpool finished on 92 points and 97 points. Them points did not win Liverpool the league. They lost by 1 point each time on the last game of the season. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is it that we finished on 97 points and 92 points? Remember, this amazing Arsenal team that everyone says is amazing and took City all the way last year finished on 84 points. So I'm just putting it out there. See, nobody's fault. Exactly, Alexander. Nobody's fault. It's just the way life is. You know, life's shit. Sometimes you don't get what you deserve. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, them times are just unlucky. We could literally look at it and go, Liverpool should have won 3 Premier Leagues and 2 Champions Leagues in that time. But unfortunately, we're just unlucky. You know, how can you finish on 97 points and not win the Premier League? How can you finish on 92 points and not win the Premier League? It's just unlucky. And like I said to you earlier, we already said we can't compete financially on the pitch with Manchester City. So FSG do it a different kind of way. They look at their manager in Jurgen Klopp, who has the same sort of vision as FSG, which is why Carlo Ancelotti turned Liverpool down. Yeah, so that is the reason. And I'm glad Carlo Ancelotti turned Liverpool down because I think we'll be a worse team, you know. But you can't blame anyone. I can't blame Klopp for finishing on 97 points. That's madness. I can't blame my manager or my owners for finishing on 97 points and not winning the Premier League. It's just unlucky. It's got nothing to do with anyone. I can't blame my manager and my owner for finishing on 92 points and not winning the Premier League. That's not their fault. It's just luck. Man City had a bit more luck in the season, a bit more run of the green, and they got the points in. They got the 1 point they needed each season to win the Premier League. There was a stat not long ago that Liverpool went, you know, Liverpool point system, the amount of points Liverpool got in 3 years was more than any team. I think it was between the 3 seasons that we won the Premier League, the 92 points and 97 points, something like that, where Liverpool gathered more points than anyone has ever done in Premier League history in them 4 years or something like that. But we only have 1 Premier League to count for it. It's no one's fault. It's just unlucky. You know, it's just not. It's just unlucky. It's not. This is where. So, if Liverpool had won them Premier Leagues, you know, if Liverpool had won that Premier League with 97 points, won that Premier League with 92 points, and we won the Premier League, we did as well. That's 3 Premier Leagues and 1 Champions League. Yeah, we're all looking at FSG going, well, 3 Premier Leagues, 1 title. You know, it's all amazing. It's all amazing. But yeah, it's down to Jurgen Klopp because he's the manager. A bit like it's down to Sir Alex Ferguson when Man United won all them Premier League trophies, yeah? Because Man United are struggling since Alex Ferguson left. So it was obviously down to the manager all the time. So the owners, that's why I keep saying it, the owners are only as good as their manager. If Pep Guardiola was not Manchester City manager, I don't think Man City would have won the amount of trophies they won at Man City in Pep's time. I really don't. If Man City had anyone else as their manager for the last 7 years that they've had Pep Guardiola, I don't think City would have won as many trophies as they've won because Pep Guardiola is a different level. So City owners are good, but they're only as good as their manager on the pitch. And that goes with everyone. That's why managers get sacked. That's why managers get sacked, guys. if it's just, if it's just down to the owners that run the football club, how well a club is done, managers won't get sacked. Yeah. Look at Brighton. Look at Brighton, one of the world's best run football clubs. Yeah. Brighton are an amazingly run football club. Yeah. They got Graham Potter in, who did a pretty good job at Brighton. Yeah. Did a pretty good job at Brighton. Yeah. It rose his stock. Potter's stock rose, and he went to Chelsea. Yeah, it did work for him there. Then they get De Zerbi in, and De Zerbi's taken Brighton a step forward. Yeah, the ownership is exactly the same. It's not changed. It's just that the manager's different, and the manager they got now is better. So the owners look better because the manager on the pitch is doing a better job. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. The standards in this league is so high, you can't lose a game. This is where we are in the Premier League now. The standards are so high, you can't afford to lose a game of football. You just can't. Liverpool lose 1 week, it's death, because we look at it and go, right, that's us 4 points behind so-and-so. We're going to struggle now to gain them points up. And why do we say that? Because teams like Manchester City have been a complete machine, just blowing everyone out of the water financially, on the pitch, off the pitch. The players they got, the manager they got, are just destroying everyone. They destroyed Europe, for goodness sake, last season. See what they did to Real Madrid? They just destroyed everyone in their wake. Because they have the best players, because they have the best manager, and they have the best owner financially in the world. No one can compete with them. Yeah. Then you look at teams like PSG, whose owners are a bit of a mess. Let's face it. PSG are a mess. And they're a state-owned football club. State ownership doesn't always mean success straight away. PSG should be winning the French league every single year. There should not be a down season. When you've got that much financial muscle in France, in that league is not a good league. It's not a strong league. And you've got that much financial muscle where you can literally do anything you want in that league, and you don't win the league every year, that's not success. They can't win the Champions League. They're struggling in Europe. I think, is it Lille won the league? Nice won the league. It's just mad. They can't. They're not the best. And this is not me bigging up FSG in any kind of way. All I'm saying is, I don't want to go down the route of being that club that joins the likes of Man City and Newcastle, and where we as fans have been saying what Man City and Newcastle are doing is real shady. And what Newcastle and Man City have been doing since they had their owners are real shady. It's not right for football. It's a bit corrupt. But do you want Liverpool Football Club to be mentioned like this? Does everyone want Liverpool Football Club to be mentioned like this just because we get financial muscle? I don't know. I don't know. It's a difficult one. It really is. I want Liverpool Football Club. Big up ends in the chat. I want Liverpool Football Club to be the best Liverpool Football Club they can be. Yeah, I've always said it. I just want Liverpool to be the best Liverpool they can possibly be, and I want to win at all costs. Not at all costs, because I don't want to cheat to win. Do you know what I mean? I want to win fair. I want to know if Liverpool win the Premier League, they've won that above board, they've won that fair. There's no shenanigans going on, no shady business, none of this sort of stuff. It's a fair result, yeah? That's how I want it. I don't want to join a state ownership just to be then spoke about like everyone speaks about Newcastle, Manchester City and PSG. That when everyone talks about shady, it's dirty, it's, this and that. I don't want to be that team. I don't want to be that team, but I want to be a winner. I want to be a winner. We're Liverpool Football Club, as everyone says. So I want us to win. So this goes back to my first point originally I made earlier in the video, guys. We all admit here, there's 63 people here right now, and I think we can all admit and all agree, yeah, we've said this already, that Liverpool financially can't compete with Manchester City and their owners on the pitch. We've all agreed with that, yeah? We've all agreed with that. So, with that in agreement, and Liverpool have won every single trophy there is to win. Yes, they've not won it multiple times, but they've won every single trophy there is to win that they probably competed in. Yeah, we could win the Europa League this season, stuff like that. I don't know how well the job they've done, and as I say, ambition is ambition. I think Liverpool. My problem is, and I've said this many times before, FSG haven't got the financial clout to be able to be ambitious to be Premier League champions and then to keep us as Premier League champions. They have enough financial clout to make us compete and maybe win a Premier League because they've proved that in the past. You know, we competed with Brendan Rodgers, where we arguably should have won the Premier League that year. We've competed under Jurgen Klopp, where we've gone 3 seasons when we finished on 90 plus points, but didn't win the Premier League. We've won a Champions League. We've been into 3 Champions League finals in that time. You know, so they can compete to an end. But as I say, their main problem, and I think you all agree with this, is that once they get to the mountaintop, they financially can't stay at the mountaintop. And that's the issue. And that's the issue we've all got. Man City can afford, financially can get to the mountaintop. Man City can financially stay at the mountaintop. Newcastle eventually will get to the mountaintop, financially be able to stay at the mountaintop. Liverpool can't do that. And that, I believe, is the main issue with FSG. They can take us so far, which is fine. They might take us to another Premier League this year. Who knows how this season rolls out yet? They might make us compete again this year. Who knows? We're on the competing right now. But the problem is, say Liverpool went and won the Premier League this year, yeah? We'll all be buzzing off our tits, yeah? We won the Premier League again, right? Say we done that. The problem is, next season, Liverpool and FSG are not financially able to keep us at the top of the mountain, because we all know Man City will look at it and go, right, we're not having Liverpool win another Premier League again. We're not having them to defend their title. We're going to sign 4 players all over £70 million each, all on £300 a week. And Liverpool financially can't compete with that. And I think that's the issue. I believe that's the issue, is that Liverpool need owners that can financially get us to the mountaintop and keep us at the mountaintop. And I'm not always on about, I know, like players, like there's superstar footballers, yeah, in my opinion, that will only go to certain teams, yeah. There are superstar footballers that will only go to certain teams. You look at Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe is Parisian. He's from Paris. He's a Paris boy. PSG is his club, yeah. So he wants to play for PSG, right? Also, at the same time, PSG have got so much financial muscle, they can basically give him what he wants, yeah? But at the end of the day, Kylian Mbappe wants to go to Real Madrid, right? These sort of players go to Real Madrid. The Jude Bellinghams of this world, they go to Real Madrid. If you look at Manchester City, right, in the time Pep Guardiola's been at Manchester City, right, apart from Haaland recently, what world superstar of Man City actually bought? They've created world superstars now, like Liverpool did with Mo Salahs, the Bobby Firminos, the Virgil van Dijks, the Sadio Manes. You know, players like that, the Alisson Beckers, players like that, Liverpool have now made world superstars. But before that, they weren't world superstars. And like Manchester City, who have they actually bought in that time, apart from Haaland, who is regarded as a world superstar? Kevin De Bruyne, maybe, but Kevin De Bruyne was at Wolfsburg at the time. I don't know if he was regarded as a world superstar at Wolfsburg at the time. I'm not sure. You know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Alvarez is decent, but he's not a world superstar. Do you know what I mean, guys? You know, world superstars. They've made world superstars like David Silva, Bernardo Silva. They've made them world superstars. But before that, you know, Diaz wasn't a world superstar before they bought him. Ederson weren't a world superstar before they bought him and made him into it. They just buy that. What City do is buy extremely well. They just buy extremely well. They're the best in the transfer market, and you can't knock them for it. But they can afford to financially do it time and time again when Liverpool can't. I look at Liverpool's summer this year. I think Liverpool had a pretty good summer. I think Liverpool transfer-wise had a pretty good summer because Jordan Henderson and Fabinho were not meant to leave Liverpool this summer. They weren't meant to leave. And then Henderson and Fabinho told our manager, in the summer, when Jurgen Klopp's trying to get pre-season sorted, they go and tell the manager, I want to leave. That that's difficult to replace. And then Liverpool gone and replaced them all in one summer. I think we need to give them a bit more respect for that. Went and got Alexis McAllister, went and got Szoboszlai, went and got Gravenberch. 3 players have come in that are far better than the 3 players that are left, without a shadow of a doubt. All Liverpool thought that were leaving this summer were the players out of contract. The Oxys, the Caters, the Bobby Firminos, the James Milners. That's who Jurgen Klopp was thinking that was leaving Liverpool. You look, Jurgen Klopp spoke many times. He didn't want Henderson and Fabinho to go. He just didn't. But they wanted to leave. So because they wanted to leave, Liverpool needed to get players in. Yeah, Liverpool needed to get players in. Now, the player that Liverpool didn't get in, which everyone wants, is a defensive-minded midfielder. I spoke about that the other day. I believe the player they want is Andre from Fluminense. I know there's a lot of talk about Arsenal for Fluminense, talking to him right now. As far as I know, what I've heard on the grapevine is that Liverpool and Fluminense have a sort of handshake under the table kind of deal where Liverpool will get him in January. But that's who Liverpool want. They want that Andre McAllister, Szoboszlai and Gravenberch. That's their 4 new midfielders if they get him in January. And they got them all in one season. Then you got your Curtis Joneses and your Thiagos and your Stefan Bajsetics as a backup. So I do think Jurgen Klopp does get the players he wants when he asks for them. And I know everyone's going to bring up Jude Bellingham because that's always going to be brought up. But it is what it is. He chose Real Madrid. Wouldn't you choose Real Madrid? And Tchouaméni, Liverpool actively tried to buy Tchouaméni, but Tchouaméni decided to stay where he was till Real Madrid came calling. And then Tchouaméni, what was that interview Tchouaméni put out? I decide where I go after the Champions League final between Liverpool and Real Madrid. I mean, you can't do that. You can't do that. So, apart from them, Klopp usually gets the players he wants, in my opinion. I think we've had a good summer. And my whole thing of FSG is that I'll break it down like this. FSG have not been the best owners, not by a long shot. Nowhere near. Nowhere near. They don't put their hands in their pockets enough, and I agree with everyone on that. I think FSG sometimes need to go that extra little bit, just a tiny little bit, to get a player over the line if they feel like it is. But one thing I will say about FSG, yeah, is they do have some brass balls on them. I will give them this. If they don't value a player, if they don't not value a player, they will not buy that player. If they don't value him, they won't buy him. It don't matter how cheap he is or how much or expensive he is. If they don't value him, they won't buy him. I actually respect that in a way, because that way, look, if you go look, the reason they do that is because what happened with Brendan Rodgers, yeah, and Damien Comolli. So when Damien Comolli and Brendan Rodgers were basically in charge of Liverpool transfers under FSG to begin with, we bought trash, absolute cack, total rubbish players, yeah. And FSG didn't know at the time because they didn't understand football at all. I don't even know if they still do, to be fair, but they didn't understand football at all, and they left Damien Comolli and Brendan Rodgers in charge of transfers, basically. And Brendan Rodgers just wanted players in. He didn't care how good they were. He just wanted players in, like Joe Allen and shit like that, yeah? Balotelli and Lambert and Barini. Yeah, these are Brendan Rodgers players that he wanted in that FSG just signed off on, right? So they don't do that anymore. They're more strict. They changed the way they do transfer business now. They only go for a player if they value him. And if they value him, they usually go and get him. Usually do. They went and got Luis Diaz before Tottenham got him. Luis Diaz was meant to be bought in the summer. Meant to be bought in that summer. And Tottenham were heading for Luis Diaz that January. And Liverpool went and got him because they wanted him. And they saw it and they went, right, we'll just get him in January. Let's get it done. So I think there's shrewd business people who try to do business the correct way. I think that's what FSG do. I think there's shrewd business people that try and do business the right way. Unfortunately, in football now, that's not how it's done. Football is so corrupt. There's so much money going around football now. You know, there's money everywhere in football. Unfortunately, you can't do that no more. And FSG are getting a little bit left behind. But they do buy well. When we decide to go in the transfer market, we do good business. You know, McAllister for 35 million. No one knew he had a buyout clause. No one. Even Brighton was shocked. So if Brighton was shocked they had a buyout clause, McAllister had a buyout clause, no one else knew about it. It's great business. Getting Szoboszlai done, even if it was a buyout clause, still making sure that you get Szoboszlai done, great business. Getting Gravenberch done, for the money we spent on Gravenberch, he could be an absolute... I actually look at Gravenberch out of all of them, right, and think for the money we paid for him, he could be pound for pound the best transfer we did this summer. I know everyone's going to go Szoboszlai, yeah, and you're correct, but I'm on about pound for pound. I mean about the money we spent on Gravenberch. For me, pound for pound, he could arguably be the best transfer bit of business we've done this summer. And then next summer, James Pearce has said it today, I think Paul Joyce has said it today, that Liverpool are going to completely and change their back line next season. And we've been saying that for a while now. That is their goal next season. This Liverpool 2.0 thing, they're trying to change Liverpool completely. They're going to change the back line next season. Virgil van Dijk is 33 years of age with 1 year left in his deal. Personally, I think it might be Virgil's last year. Matip's got 1 year left in his deal. He'll be a free next season. Joe Gomez has got time in his contract. It looks like Trent Alexander-Arnold is in talks to sign an extension on his deal. I think Robbo will sign a new deal as well. Simicast just signed a new deal. And we got Gerald Kwanzaa in there who looks like a talent. So it looks like Liverpool are trying to sort out the defence next season. And we could have a whole different look at this Liverpool team next year. Really could. Next year, this Liverpool team could be completely changed, guys. A younger, fresher, hungrier Liverpool Football Club from next year. It'd be impressive. You know, you got Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister. You know, these players, if Andre comes in January, they're all going to be bedded down. They'll be in here a year to 6 months, bedded down into the club. Next year, they're going to be even better. Yeah, I think the future's bright, guys. I really do. I think the future is bright. I think it is. And for me, that only works if everyone's working well together. If FSG and their staff are working well, and Jurgen Klopp is working well, and Jurgen Klopp and his staff are working well, and we're like that as one again, like we used to be, then I think this club can work well together again and have a good future. I really do. Even if FSG are the owners of our football club. But you got to look at it as well. Say FSG sell the football club tomorrow to Qatar. Because there's a lot of talks now that, what happened to Man United's hilarious. I forgot to spoke about that. That's hilarious. Yeah, Man United, they're in the person that's coming in for Man United, yeah, loves the Glazers. He's just as bad as the Glazers. He's going to leave Man United in debt. Man United's debt is going to still be there. In fact, their debt's going to get worse because he's borrowing this money to buy 25% of Man United. It gets laughable, man. Ratcliffe's a joke. It's an absolute joke he is. He's a mess. Man United are going to get worse and worse, guys. They're out of this now. And They're financially in ruins. They really are. He's not going to build the stadium. He's not building the training ground. He's borrowing the money to buy 25% stake in Man United. It's borrowed money. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. That's why United fans do not want him as owner. The United fans do not want this guy anywhere near their football club because he's just as bad as the Glazers. He just wants to borrow money all the time, continuously. He just wants to borrow money all the time. And it's hilarious to me. It's absolutely hilarious. And I think if I look at the way Man United are run as a football club right now, and I look at the way Liverpool Football Club are run as a football club right now, for me, Liverpool are run miles better. I personally think Liverpool Football Club are a far better run football club right now than Man United are, in my opinion. Big up Jamrock. Thoughts on the rumours of Max Eberry as the new director of football? Yeah, I've read some things about him. I think he would work really well with Jurgen Klopp. My only worry is that Bayern Munich want him, don't they? I think Bayern Munich want him. And he, German and all that, he might go to Bayern Munich. I wouldn't blame him. But I believe Jurgen Klopp and him know each other. And the rumours are that he'd work tremendously well with Jurgen Klopp. He's excellent at finding young talent and established talent. So we need a sporting director. So if he's the one, just go out and get him, man. If he's the one, go out and get him. Go out and get him. Big up Josh says, I love that United are shit now. I think Chelsea under Poch will get it right eventually. I think, I actually think Chelsea have played better than United this season, but haven't got the points. I honestly think that. I do think Poch at Chelsea eventually, given time. The problem is, if I'm Pochettino, I just don't trust the Chelsea owner. I just don't trust him buying players that Poch don't want. And then you've got a squad that's far too big. Run a million miles better, Jamie. Yeah, we are. We are. Yeah, I just read it. I don't know where I read it, Jamrock, that he was flirting with Bayern Munich. So I don't know where I heard that. That's all I read, man. Mantra says, I think if we've sorted the midfield out in the first and foremost summer, we would have been challenging Man City last term, not Arsenal. I agree with that. I totally and utterly agree with that statement, by the way. I absolutely agree with that statement. Last summer was a shit show. And I think the whole club is to blame for last summer, not just the owners. I think Jurgen got it completely wrong last summer. And I think Jurgen Klopp has basically admitted that. And I think the owners got it completely wrong last summer. They should have told Jurgen no. In my opinion, instead of following Jurgen's lead last summer, the owners should have gone to Jurgen, look, Jurgen, Milner, Fabinho, Henderson, they're not up to it no more. We're going to replace them. They should just, if Jurgen didn't like that, then tough. I'm sorry. I think everyone got it wrong last season. And you can tell by the transfer window, because the only person who survived last summer's transfer window is Darwin Núñez, which tells you Darwin Núñez was a Jurgen Klopp transfer and the rest were not. Jurgen Klopp wanted Darwin Núñez. The other players that are all left, I don't think were Jurgen Klopp transfers. And that's the owner's fault and the manager's fault last season. They all messed up as a football club. We all messed up last summer. All of us. The whole team. Without a shadow of a doubt. And this summer, they try to put it right. And I big them up for that. They try to put it right this summer. Look, we can't keep going back to years by. We just can't. We've got to move on eventually. But I do believe they've tried to put it right this summer and got some tremendous footballers in this midfield. I think Gravenberch, McAllister and Sabot. If I told you guys at the end of last season, guys, don't worry about this summer, Liverpool go by Szoboszlai, Gravenberch and McAllister, you wouldn't believe me. We ain't getting all three of them. Not in one summer. Not in one summer. So they made up for it. They've made up for it. But they got to keep that up though. I want to see this quality of transfer now every window. and I've said this before on my channel, I want to see this quality of player that we're buying, the likes of Szoboszlai, the McAllisters, the Gravenberch. If we get Andre in, I know I've not mentioned Wataru Endo, but Wataru Endo is a Jurgen Klopp signing. So if people don't like it, you've got to blame the manager on that one. But this is the calibre of players I want our football club to keep buying. You know, the Cody Gakpo. I know Cody Gakpo hasn't started the season that well, but he was excellent last season when we got him in January. Luis Diaz, Jota, Darwin Núñez, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister. This is the calibre of players. Ibo Konate as well. These are the players we bought recently in the last 3 years, yeah? They've got to keep going with this calibre of transfer for me. I don't want no crappy transfers now. No 17-year-old kids that are going to be good in 4 years' time. And if they're not good, you sell them for a high profit. I don't want that anymore. Just go and get us this calibre of transfer. And I think a lot of fans will be quiet. Don't drop the ball anymore. In the January, if they can get Andre in the January from Fluminense, and we've got a midfield of Andre, McAllister, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai with the likes of Thiago, Stefan Bajcetic, and Curtis Jones. That's a hell of a midfield. A hell of a midfield. All done in one transfer window, in one transfer season. In one season, all done. That has to keep going. I want that for the defence next. Go and find your centre-back version of Dominic Szoboszlai. That's what the club needs to do. Go and get your centre-back version of a McAllister, of a Szoboszlai, or a Gravenberch. That is what we want next. Go and get that. Put all that together. Give Jurgen a brand new contract. Keep him at the club. And I think we're on to a good thing for the next few years. I really do. You know what I'm saying, guys? This is what I'm saying. Just get this done. Now, I've spoken to a friend of mine who is from Brazil, and he's been telling me that watching Fluminense, that he believes that Andre is a number 6, and he will be the defensive midfielder going forward eventually for Brazil's international side. So, for people that are saying Andre at number 6, people that watch him at Fluminense that are Brazilian say he is a defensive midfielder. And when he plays for Brazil, he's eventually going to be a number 6 for Brazil as well. So Liverpool are looking at, and they're looking at a double pivot between McAllister and Andre. And then you've got an attacking 8 in Szoboszlai or a Gravenberch. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Big up Red Scout TV in the house. Yeah, we need a left back, man. Yeah, we need a left back. Robbo's coming to an end here. Robbo's starting to give me Fabinho vibes. I don't know about you guys, but that's what Robbo's giving me. It's giving me Fabinho vibes. But yeah, that's where I'm going with this. And so FSG, they're not the best owners. They're not the worst owners. We're a decently run football club. You know, we've got a brand new training facility. We're building out Anfield all over the Annie Road end. It isn't a good look at the moment. I ain't going to lie. I can't sit here and lie about that. The Annie Road end, or what is now called the Navigator end, because it's never ready. It's never fit. So the Navigator end is not really up to get that done. Just get the Annie Road end done, guys. Let's get the Navigator end. It should be called the Navigator end. That's what I'm going to call it. Get the Navigator end sorted. Get Anfield done. 62,000 inside Anfield, yeah? Proper stadium now. Proper stadium for a proper team. 62,000 people. Got a new training facility. I don't care how they came and made it happen either. I know people will moan that it's not out of their own pocket. I don't care. I'm not one of these fans. I really don't give a shit. I don't care if they paid for it. They got a loan to pay for it. They got their mates to buy it. They've got sponsorship that come in that the sponsor said, we'll buy it. I don't care. I really don't care about that. It was under their watch. Other owners could have done this. Other owners at our football club in the years we've had all different owners at our football clubs, could have done exactly the same thing FSG have done right now. It don't bother me. It really don't. It's under their ownership. This is what I'm saying. If Liverpool sold, if FSG decided to sell Liverpool tomorrow to any other nut people, they would come into Liverpool and go, wow. So your training ground's up to, you've got a brand new training ground. You've built Anfield up to 62,000. The books are great. There's no real debt to talk about. You know, this is a gold mine. All we got to do is financially put players on the pitch. Yeah, so in reality, the club's well run. The club's well run. The club's well run. I think it's better run than people give it credit for. But that's all I'm going to say on it, guys. I'm not. After this video, everyone's just going to call me an FSG fanboy. I'm not an FSG fanboy. I'm just trying to put a debate out there about the good, the bad, and the ugly of FSG at Liverpool at the 13 years in Liverpool. They've done a lot wrong, they've done a lot right, and they've done a lot of questionable things in between. I think we can all agree on that, personally. If you feel like they're lucky that they got Jurgen Klopp on board, remember, it was FSG who went and picked Jurgen Klopp as their manager and spoke behind the scenes while Brendan Rodgers was actually still our manager. You know, and then as soon as Klopp said yes, they sacked Brendan Rodgers. Jurgen Klopp literally said, I will become your manager. They went, that's all we need to do here. Got the old phone of Brendan. Brendan, yeah, mate. Yeah, it's your, yeah. Listen. You're not going to like this, but yeah, we've been speaking to Jurgen Klopp for a number of months now behind the scenes and having secret meetings, and his vision is our vision and he's willing to join our football club. So unfortunately, Brendan, you're fired, my friend. Yeah, you're done. You're done here. Yeah. I know you just got a point against Everton. Yeah, it's a draw against Everton. You really should be beating Everton. They're crap. But you're done here, Brendan. So go and get Mike Marsh. Go and get wee Joe Allen. Pack your bags and don't come back. That was a conversation. That was a conversation between the FSG and Brendan Rodgers when he got the sack, man. There might not be any away fans for the derby. Beautiful. FSG with the money of the Saudis or City group would be unstoppable trebles every year. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you think how well FSG are run behind the scenes, if you give them the financial money of a Man City, yeah, definitely. But they haven't got that. It's like telling your girlfriend you're dating another girl. I'm a chairman in New York. Sting song. Oh, man. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to me waffle on about FSG for an hour and a half. I really do appreciate it. Much love to all of you. I'm back tonight, guys. I'll be back tonight around, I think it's at 11 o'clock. Let me just have a check. Yeah, I'm back at 11 o'clock tonight, guys, with the Sane transfer links replacing Mo Salah. So make sure you join me for that. And in that video tonight as well, I will chat about the 12:30 kickoffs as well, because these 12:30 kickoffs take the P. If you don't think there's an agenda against Liverpool Football Club, these 12:30 kickoffs just show you that, because it was meant to be Arsenal playing at 12:30 on Saturday, not on that Saturday, not Liverpool Manchester City. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Sane rumours. They sound like they're very truthful rumours. There's a lot in it, but it does mean that Mo Salah leaves the football club, which I do not want to happen. So we'll talk about that as well. Big up to everyone. I appreciate you here. Look, as honestly said, what if Liverpool, the Qataris buy Liverpool, I'm not going to stand in their way. I am not going to stand in the Qataris' way. I'm not going to protest. I'm not going to be one of these fans. If they want to buy Liverpool, yeah. by Liverpool Football Club. Yeah. But I just want everything done the correct way, no matter who is our owner. I don't care who our owner is, yeah? As long as you got the best thing for Liverpool Football Club and you do it the right way, I don't care who owns the football club, yeah? I just don't want to be a club that gets spoken about like a lot of fans talk about, Man City's, the PSG's and Newcastle this world because they're all state-owned. You know what I mean? I don't want that to happen. And also, state ownership don't always mean success as well. We've seen that. State ownership don't always mean success straight away. But look, if Liverpool did get state-owned by how big Liverpool Football Club is, I ain't gonna lie, we could rule the world. I'm not gonna sit here and lie about it. How big Liverpool Football Club is. It's not like when Newcastle got taken over or Man City got taken over. This is Liverpool Football Club. This is why I'm so happy the Qataris never bought Man United. Because if the Qataris bought Man United, it is over for everyone. Because Man United are one of the biggest, or not, if not the biggest football club in the world. And if the Qataris bought Man United, it's over for everyone. So I'm glad it never happened. If the Qataris bought Liverpool, it's over for everyone. So, yeah, I mean, it'd be nice. I ain't gonna lie. But at the same time, I'm not upset by the way we are run now. I'm not depressed by the way we're run now. I'm not sitting there going out, or pitchforks in the ground saying, get these owners out of my club. I'm not doing any of that right now because I'm actually a happy Liverpool fan. Last year was shit and we was all unhappy. At this moment in time, I'm a pretty happy Liverpool fan and I don't mind where we are right now because I think I can see a bright future for Liverpool Football Club coming up. That's just my opinion. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm just a happy Liverpool fan right now. So, guys, I'll be back tonight at 11 p.m. Great waffling. Big up to you. I'll be back at 11 p.m. tonight with all that chat. So make sure you join me then. Thank you very much for joining me today. Go and smash the like if you've not hit the like button already. It's the best way of growing this channel is the like button. It gets people that have never seen my channel to come over, subscribe, and we get to our goals. So like, guys. Much love. See you all soon. Big up all of you. See you tonight at 11 o'clock.